Hello, everyone. Welcome to our weekly live show. I am Fabiana Claure, pianist and business strategist for musicians, and the founder and CEO of the Musicians Profit Umbrella, a global business mentorship program where we help musicians create six-figure leaps by uniting all of their skills into an online music business so that they can win back their time and fulfill their artistic calling without sacrificing their quality of life. Very excited to join you for this week's show because we're going to be talking about how to overcome financial setbacks as a musician entrepreneur. You see, when we think about financial setbacks, there's immediately, I'm sure if you listen to this, a negative connotation, something we need to overcome. And I want to actually start this session by sharing with you that in fact, financial setbacks are a necessary stepping stone of financial progress. What do I mean with that? Did you know that there is a law in the universe that says that everything that goes up must go down first? And this means that if you want to grow, if you think about the seed, what does the seed of a tree do? It needs to root itself under the ground before it can become a tree. And oftentimes, as creatives, as musician entrepreneurs, we are in this mindset of lack. We think that money and financial options are scarce, that there's not enough. So we hold on to our existing resources and we're not willing to let those go in order to take the next step that's going to level us up, to take us to the next place in our career. And what I want you to know is that the only way you're going to grow is if you're willing to take a step back, because when you are that seed that is willing to root itself into the earth in order to become a tree and bring fruits into the world, only when you're willing to take a financial setback is that you're actually going to be able to move forward and get to your results quicker, faster, more effectively. And when we talk about financial setbacks, there are many ways that you can interpret what a financial setback is. If we look at investing in our team, for example, one of the best ways that musicians can grow and build a life and a business that creates that financial freedom for them is by supporting themselves with team, by bringing in people who can help them reach their goals, who can get them to their destination quicker. But it does take a financial setback for that to happen, right? You have to be willing to invest in this support, to invest in hiring people so that you can move quickly, so that you can grow and free up your time to do other tasks that are more at your level as a CEO. But that takes a financial setback. That's an example of having to root that seed in the earth in order to develop that tree. And so, how many times have you heard of entrepreneurs who refuse to take this step of bringing in additional team members, who refuse to really let go of control, who refuse to have other people become a part in their day-to-day operations because they just want to be in control. They want to control all the aspects. They want to do all the things, and they struggle with managing others. They don't want to have to be teaching all these things and letting go uh, of this dynamic of kind of being quick and expedient and just doing the things as a solopreneur. And because they're afraid of that financial setback, so they get themselves stuck in a grind and they end up becoming very burned out and overwhelmed just because they're not willing to take that financial setback. Or how many times have you looked at the possibility of maybe investing in yourself, investing in the acquisition of new skills, getting yourself some support, getting coaching, getting mentorship, learning a new skill? Because you don't see the quick return on that. And you don't see the transactional portion of it. It's this long-term thing, right? It's not tangible. So you refuse to do that. You refuse to put yourself in a financial setback because you're just so concerned of the cost of that setback up front. You miss out on looking at what that is actually going to do for you in the long term. And so you're so worried about the initial cost that you don't just take that decision to invest and take that temporary hit on your finances. And so I'm here to share with you why you can now start switching that and letting go of your desire to always be in a financial, upward trend, and know that in nature, if you look at the laws of the universe, how do the biggest waves in the ocean form? They form when there's an initial surge of the water that has to go backwards. The water needs to go backwards with a lot of energy and momentum in order for that big wave to form. So financial setbacks are no different. They're not to be frowned upon. My goal for this show is to help you realize that financial setbacks are a necessary part of building your business. And whether this is about building a skill, investing in yourself to learn something that you didn't know before that will get you to that next stage in your career, whether it's about investing in team and making the decision to finally hire the people that are going to require effort on your part, they are going to require training, they are going to require mentorship and guidance on your part. It will be an initial outburst of energy on your part and a financial setback. When you're willing to embrace financial setbacks because you see the longer term vision of how these are going to benefit your business and your career and your life, that's when you're going to start becoming the true CEO that you're meant to be. When we think about it as musicians, we have to invest in instruments. We don't know yet how to play these instruments, maybe as we're starting out in music, but yet we need to make the decision to believe in ourselves and we invest in buying instruments. We invest in buying equipment because we know that without that, we won't be able to learn. We won't be able to become the musicians that we're meant to be, right? So, financial setbacks, just like in nature, are a necessary part of growth. Now, what do most people do? They hold on to their resources and they hold on to what they have because it feels safe. Being willing to take a financial hit on your business and make a calculated risk, knowing that there is a potential for you to get a significant return, there's never a guarantee, right? It's not like you can have a 100% guarantee that it's going to work out for you. But if you are willing to give yourself that opportunity to grow and to take that business to the next stage and to believe in yourself as an artist and to believe in your potential and to be willing to potentially not get there, but to know that unless you take that step, you're definitely not going to get there, right? If you choose to hold on to your resources and not take any risks and just keep going the way you're going, chances are you're going to be in the same place a year from now, 2 years from now, 3 years from now. And you're going to be frustrated, wondering, what? Why am I not where I want to be? I've got my resources, I've got maybe my money, or even when you're considering even potentially incurring into debt in order to take that next step in your life and in your business. Some of the biggest companies in the world, even if they have the liquid assets in their bank accounts, they still take on debt depending on the business strategy and the business decision. Companies like Apple, who have done billion-dollar deals by borrowing money instead of using their assets that they have, probably more than what they borrowed, they make these executive decisions because of strategy. Not all debt is the negative debt, right? There are positive types of ways to get into debt when it's an investment, when it's a way to give yourself that next stage in your life of whatever it is you're wanting to achieve. And there is also negative debt. So it is in your ability to make the distinction and to know when is it okay to incur in a financial setback in your business and when is it not okay, and to be prudent and strategic in making those decisions. That's when you're going to be able to move forward in your business. That's when you're going to actually embrace your CEO, musician, entrepreneur that you're meant to be. And you're going to show up into your life, show up into your business, show up with your team from a place of belief, from a place of conviction that there's more out there available to you, that money is not scarce, and that you shouldn't be afraid of taking a financial hit temporarily because you're moving forward. You're making that commitment to enter that next stage of your life and to start embracing an abundant mindset, one that embraces the possibility of what could happen if you become that wave that is willing to take that setback, willing to put all that energy backwards initially in order to grow and become that huge tidal wave, that tsunami, if we were to say it, right? So, my question to you as you watch this is, what is your next tsunami step going to look like? Is there going to be a financial setback? And do you feel any different now, considering the options? I'd love to hear from you. Let me know what questions you have. Let me know what topics you'd like for me to share in my weekly live show. This is my weekly moment to connect and interact and support you. And I hope to hear from you. Engage, share in the comments if you're watching the replay, #replay. Let me know what your next financial setback is going to be about and how are you going to approach that decision, hopefully from an empowered perspective. Thanks for watching, and let's prosper together.